Test.
Oh, Joyce. It's true. All we gotta do, man.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call the special call meeting to order. Monday, June 3rd. It is now 2:15 in the evening. We'll take a minute break. Well, I gotta wait now. We can't do it. We don't have a quorum. I mean, one thing, sorry. I felt footsteps coming at me. Yeah, you should have seen that party. We gave them permission to use the park, but the weather was so bad they chose not to go. So they used the library, and one of the classmates of Austin's father's a DJ, and I mean a professional DJ. I mean, he had that library rocked. And then Beauty Schools of America went over and painted faces. Oh, it was beautiful. Like 6 or 7 faces. Right now. This came from me. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. We're here at the William S. Dickinson Center, Community Center here in Homestead, 601 North Chrome Avenue. It is now 1:15 in the afternoon. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Councilwoman
Fairclough McCormick, absent. Councilman Maldonado.
Here.
Councilman Shelley, absent. Councilwoman Wallman.
Here.
Councilman Williams. Vice Mayor Burgess, absent. Mayor Bateman.
Here. Okay, we are officially in order, and the first item on the agenda is car number 843, Summer Camp Program. And motion?
Move it.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Staff? So you turn the mic on first.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. Mayor, this is a motion to approve $29,047.65 to support the American Way Foundation Incorporated Summer Youth Program. Yes. If I might add,
yes, sir.
because I asked for this meeting and to be put on the agenda. This program that was facilitated or shared with me through the American Way is an awesome program, and I think they are doing the same program, if I'm not mistaken, at Keys Gate Charter School. And one of the facilitators, I think Mr. Bodie at Michael Williams and Robin Wright suggested that we bring it over to Michael Williams for the community that is, so impoverished, which is my district. And the only thing that I think that we would listen to make the piece whole is, of course, all the funding to make it possible. This is an excellent educational program. It is something that when we really look at the scope of what we were elected to do, to bring special services and to help our youth and educate them and that during the summer, I think this is going to be a phenomenal integral part of the process. And so that's why I wanted to make sure that we can facilitate that here at Michael Williams. But that's the piece I wanted to say on that, Mayor, so thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Further questions from Council? Yes, Mr. Maldonado.
Just one question. I was reading on here that this is at both locations, the Keys Gate Charter and FICO Williams, or just?
Correct.
So, okay, and this funding is going to go to cover both of those programs?
Correct. The original funding, if you correct me if I'm wrong, but I stated it was just at Keysgate initially, but the program was so, fantastic that the staff over recommended to also bring it to FICO Williams so that both communities could to take a part of it. And so, it'll be going on, I believe, simultaneously, and this will help with additional staff. And I think when you look at the budget, most of the, I think some of the administration costs will be in kind that will be going. So we'll be going, the money will be going strictly for programming and, laptops and those kind of things for the children that's going to be a part of the program.
Okay, any further questions from council? Yes, Ms. Walner.
It's on.
I'm like David, am I on?
There you are.
I understood it to be that this money would primarily be used in the southwest section, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If I may, hello?
Yes.
Okay. Steve Shiver, American Way Foundation, President, Chairman of the Board. We are going to use this money to augment the facility, or excuse me, the kids that will be at FICO Williams Center, yes. We originally went with the pilot program that we put together at the American Way Foundation. We were going to fund 100%. When we went to Keysgate and spoke to them about doing it there with the city's program, they said, well, we have 100 kids plus or minus over in the Weed and Seed program. We didn't originally approach the FICO Williams Center because we knew that the very capable Weed and Seed were there and already had a program. However, when we spoke to your staff at Parks and Rec as well as Robin at Weed and Seed, it was a desire to have the program expanded there. I could not go back to our coffers and fund the entire thing on both sides, so it would have been a challenge. We're already at about $45,000 plus or minus, including our in-kind salaries and things for the staff that we have at American Way. So the additional $29,000 will allow us to leverage the already existing administrative costs that we have already paid for and add the kids there at FICO Williams.
Sure.
The only thing that I would desire, if I had the right to do that, is that the kids come from our Homestead area. And I'll tell you why. Because it's our Homestead tax dollars, that are going to be spent. And so, I'm going to support this today because I talked to our Parks and Rec department, and they felt that it was a wonderful program. There's Pedro back there, and Dennis. We felt lucky that we were going to have it in our summer camp program, so we didn't want the children of the Southwest to go without the same opportunities. One thing I was concerned, I'm just telling you what I'm concerned about, and that way maybe we can work on it in the future, is that I know part of the program is that we have to get the parents to commit. Isn't it, I think it was a year program? And so as we progress through the summer, it'd be interesting to get some reports. Mr. Williams, I'm sure you would oversee that, just to make sure that, we are getting the parents to commit and that we are getting, just where the children are coming from, just so we can justify our tax dollars.
Absolutely.
Because that Southwest section does need, we need to help in any way we can, and we want the children there to be able to have the same opportunities as I said before.
Mr. Mayor, Councilman Walden, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, nice. And let me just touch on a few of your comments that you've made, Councilwoman Walden, which I think are very legitimate in this nature. But the program will just be a really supplement to Weed and Seed, which most of the kids are within Homestead, live in Homestead and yet reside in Homestead. So I think with the collaborative effort in which with Weed and Seed, I think those needs will already be met. And so you're absolutely right. And I think to ensure that I know that they can provide a list of children and addresses that will meet, that will satisfy your concerns. That way, if anything else arises, because you're right, these are Homestead tax dollars that's going to impact that community and that area, and the impact is going to be so significant that I can just see the program doubling in size next year and continuing to double because of what I have seen. And so you've got great facilitators and you've got a great curriculum and a great program, and I think that it's a worthy cause to really frame it, but absolutely your concerns are very much noted, and then I think we can address those issues or concerns with those minor things. Will you be able to address that, Robin? Yes, okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Just a couple questions, and did you have something else?
Yeah, I still have a few questions if you don't mind, Mayor. Thank you. My questions in regards to the computer systems and the software that we're acquiring for this, because that's the bulk of the money is going to. After the program finishes, this goes back into the city's possession. Does it keep available for other programs? Does it continue to be used within the programs? How does that work out? Because I want to make sure that we're accountable at least for that, or we know where it's at all times, and that, because I think there's opportunity during the regular school year that this is a summer program, which I think is very important because statistically we've seen that during the summer the kids fall back 3 grades behind if they're not involved in some type of program. So it's important. I like the program. I know it's important. My question is going to be in regard to those devices and the software, because I would like to see it to continue to be used within the programs and our after-school care programs here in Homestead that will run throughout the year.
Well, Councilman Maldonado, that's a very valid point. In fact, we are desirous of continuing the program because it is a one-year-long program. Although we begin in the summer, the web-based application, it's not a software. It actually is in the laptop or the computer that we choose. It's actually web-based. That will go on for a period of 1 year. So those login and password, they will be able to go with the student. So what we would continue to do is monitor and work with them, with the teachers that are already existing in the program throughout the after-school program of throughout the entire year. Now, the computer systems, as far as maintaining and keeping them, that's the responsibility of American Way. We are going to keep them under lock and key. We will be fully accountable for that. Quite frankly, your systems over at FICO Williams right now are not up to par by any means, and we would feel uncomfortable just leaving them to the wear and tear of any other program without some oversight. So we would take the responsibility, and we will be held accountable for that, personally. Now, as far as moving on to the after-school programs, I agree. That's why we're working with West Homestead, the principal there, the principals and the teachers in the local schools, so that we can continue to foster those relationships throughout the year and use the students that are actually in the program this summer. So I think we'll be able to accommodate that pretty well.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Williams.
I'm glad to hear you say you're working with West Homestead, because West Homestead has a big migrant population over there, and this city has just invested in $775,000 to make that a rural school, and that's probably the first in the southwest area within the residential neighborhood, and so to hear that you're going to be also working with West Homestead is phenomenal, because that school really needs the extra push. So that's good to hear.
And one more note, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Maldonado, to your point of technology, given the inconsistency sometimes with the connectivity at the centers, the internet, we're going to install at no cost to you our own internet service there through our partners, Net 360, so that we'll have a dedicated and very consistent system. We were concerned that if something happened in the line and your provider couldn't get out for a week to check it, we're sitting dormant. We know we've got technicians on staff that will make sure that pipeline is continuously running. So we're going to go ahead and as part of this request, we're going to install that at FICO Williams Center as well.
Yes.
I'm really happy to hear that you're going to be responsible for the computers, lock and key, because I know, Chief, and many of you remember several years ago, when we had a whole room of computers totally disappeared. Remember, Chief? And it was awful. So, and that prevented us from providing programs in the Michael Williams because all those computers disappeared. So that makes me really happy.
Well, we look to, as residents here and as folks that have grown up around Homestead their whole lives, all of us have, our board members have, we truly want to give back. And as part of that, we hope to grow this program so that it's not just a summer program, it's something that our grandchildren will be happy to be part of years to come. So with that said, we are here to make this pilot project work. And heck or high water, it will. I think we'll make you very proud.
Well, let me say now, there's nothing else left to say. Yeah, I thank you very much for bringing us further along in the 21st century. The school board and the city council for our schools have stepped up every time they've come to us. Every time they've come to us, with the $1.2 billion that they have and the 700+ thousand that we've stepped up and offered, it's never enough because they are our future. And I can just say kudos to you and your organization for reaching out and doing this. For the record, could you just give us a synopsis of the program? Because we won't be able to hear this at a council meeting that, usually films it live. And it'd be nice that we have it on record so somebody, if they want to pick it up, they can say, here's what's going to happen. Just give us a...
Absolutely. Many of you may know that technology has been the root of my management style for many, many years, bringing technology to Miami-Dade County, bringing it here when I was mayor of Homestead. Technology really makes us work smarter. It doesn't replace some of the day-to-day duties that we're required to do as human beings, but it does make us work smarter. And to be able to take advantage of that technology is actually evidenced by the state legislature changing traditional book dollars to now virtual learning recently in the last session. So you'll find more and more of the online learning and using technology in all aspects of our lives. However, there's no way an organization can succeed without its members, and for that, I think I'm a pretty smart guy to surround myself with people that know a lot more than I do. And without Stacy Berger and Autumn Walker, this program would not be here as you see it today. So I'm going to let Stacy explain the program.
Thank you.
Brief.
Good morning, council members. Overview, shortly, just explain, I'll answer questions as we go. We are going to hire Dade County certified teachers that are going to be in the sites at both Michael Williams and at the Keysgate K2 Center. They've all been background checked. They will be background checked as is required by Dade County Public Schools. That will be the instruction side of it. This is modeled after what's called a blended learning model, which is face-to-face instruction, and also the best online digital training, which is Let's Go Learn software. The students will come into the center. They will be seated at a computer and assigned a unique username and password that is only to them. They're signed into the computer. They take the assessment. The software system will address what their strengths are and where their areas of deficiencies are for their areas of improvement. Once that's completed, their progress report will be printed. It can also be viewed online, or it can also be saved, and that will be shared with the parents. And the student learning plan will be developed by those Dade County school teachers and also charter school teachers. We're working with the principal McKnight at K2 Center. He's overseeing all of Key State Charter, as well as the principals over at Willis C. Saunders and West Homestead to get the recommendations for the teachers that we'll be utilizing. We're keeping everything local. It's going to be local teachers to keep the consistency of the familiarity to the program for the parents and for the students. Once the progress report is shared and the student learning plan is developed, the students will come into the center at the Michael Williams Center. They'll be there for 3 hours of a span from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. They'll rotate through. It'll be Robin staff that will bring them through in increments of 20 students at a time for up to 1 hour on the computer. And they will do the exercises of the software system. They can also go online at home, at a public library, anywhere where they have a web computer and internet access. They'll use their unique password and their unique username to get into the system. At the K2 Center, working with the City of Homestead, it will be from the hours of 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And they'll come in for 1 hour a day, 4 days a week at both sites. they have field trips on the 5th day. So they'll be participating for at least, every child will have at least 1 hour of instruction on site and unlimited instruction off site. Rolling into the summer camp program, into the after school, to address your concerns, Councilman Maldonado, we will be working with the teachers at the most sites at the school, because we are asking the parents to provide with us a consent to get the academic records and to share information with the teachers. This is a customized student learning plan that is student-based, and it's based on the input from the teacher on site, our instructor, the school instructor in the after-school program, and the parents, both in the summertime and in the after-school setting. So, do you have any questions?
Sounds wonderful.
Okay. To address also your concern about following through the program into the after-school program, we will do progress reports with the parents throughout the summertime. There will be an end-of-summer report, and then also into the after-school program, progress reports will be provided to the parents as well. And they can also sign on to the system with their students' username and password. We're going to give them instruction as to how they can go in and they can look at those reports from the comfort of their home if they have access to the internet at home. And if the students do not have internet access, we are working with our partners and we're working to leverage right now funding to get computers into the homes and internet access to those students and those parents who do not have access in the home.
And by the end of the summer program, you'll, I'm sure, step back and evaluate the program itself.
Most definitely. We are doing an internal evaluation process, both a process evaluation and an outcome measures evaluation. And our interns are basically means we're going to find out how often they're on the computer, how much they participate, and we're going to look at their games with game reports, and that information will be provided both to the City of Homestead Parks and Recs Department, to Robin at the Regency program, also her funders, the Children's Trust, and of course with the City of Homestead. We're going to host a meeting to bring in the principals of the school, our teachers and instructors, and then if the parents are going to come in for the roundtable discussion, as well as the City of Homestead will be invited, Parks and Recs and Robin to all discuss the findings of our evaluation. And a hard copy report will be provided to the city at the end of the summer program.
Outstanding. Excellent.
Yeah, that was, Mayor, I was perfect because I wanted to find, at the end of the day, we need the numbers to go back and show, make sure, we made a good decision, and we want to see the results. We want to show everyone that's involved that, when we commit to these children, we commit to education, it's going to make a difference. But, the proof is in the pudding, and so we want to be able to show those numbers. And if we could keep track of those kids and continue to work with them, you're going to be successful in what you're doing, because that's what the organizations that are successful are doing. And they can, right after the summer programs, within the regular school time, after school, these kids need a lot of help. Again, through the Children's Trust, they just put out a report not too long ago where 7 out of 10 students in the South Dade area do not read above the 3rd grade level for their age. So we are, and this is throughout Miami-Dade County, and specifically South Dade, being from, I want to say from 200th Street down, more 268 down, and that's basically us. So anything that we could do to enhance education here, I'm going to be a proponent for it, as long as we're able to show at the end of the day that what we've done is going to make a difference to our kids. Thank you.
Good point. Just to kind of answer to speak on that, I did work with the Children's Trust in compiling the data for that report. A little bit of my history background. I, as Steve said, brought off from the Homestead area, born and raised here, and I've worked with nonprofit agencies and youth and children family services, special educational services for 27 years here in Homestead, with a lot of the Children's Trust funded programs down there doing their accreditation and evaluation processes. So bringing this program to Homestead has been one of my dreams, I guess I would say, to bring it to Steve, to be able to have our funder write us a check for the $50,000 to start the program, and then to be offered the opportunity to come in with Robin, with the Parks and Recs Department at their invitation. This would allow us to expand the programming and continue. This software system, Councilman Williams had mentioned the migratory population that we have over at West Homestead. The great thing about this program is that it is web-based. So if a student leaves the Homestead area and travels to Texas or New York during season, and then comes back a year from now, this unique username and password will follow that child from K through 12th grade if we have the child for this one year and we pay for the membership for this first year, each time we renew the membership, they have the same username and password. Ideally, if we have a student start with us in second grade or kindergarten, they can follow through the whole program for 1 full year. That's summertime and after school, all the way until they graduate from high school. And there's also a second component to this that works with adults, which will be expanding the program after we complete this phase to work with those parents who need training for GED. There's an adult version of the software to help with remedial math and English skills to take a GED, and we'll be working with Melody College for the GED exams.
In an in-home environment.
In a home environment, so they don't have to go out to a public setting to take that test or to prepare for that test. So there's a lot that this program will offer, working with the City of Homestead programs and the youth and the families and the young people here in the City of Homestead moving forward. And we're going to be around for a while.
Great.
Thank you. Ms.
You're very welcome.
To just keep pounding on this, but I do want to make sure that we have a good majority of the children that live in the City of Homestead. So,
Well, again,
of course, we won't know that until we start enrolling. So,
well, and using the Weed and Seed program that's already there, I mean, Keysgate, of course, is a facility that you're charging for, the camp there, so I'm sure you make up the difference if they're inside the city or outside the city. That one's kind of on its own, but the Michael Williams Center will predominantly be local residents. Let me just clarify as we move on, before we move on, we are going to install internet services for our use at Michael Williams Center. There's no opposition to that, correct? I mean, we do want to make sure we have control of the system. If it goes down, I mean, a web-based system is only as good as its web link, and we do control it. So I just want to make sure that there's no opposition to that.
Is that in your agreement now with the city?
I don't know if it's under our agreement now or not. I don't believe it is. We're just going to install an antenna to an existing footprint that we already have on towers in the area.
Let's talk about that now so that we do get it clear for you.
Yeah.
Mr. Manager?
Mayor, I'll let IT and Parks Department respond, and we'll be happy to add that to the agreement if that's your pleasure.
Not a problem at all.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and the council, sorry, Vice Mayor's not here. IT has no issue with them bringing their own internet bandwidth into the facility. Legally, I don't know if there's any issue there, but IT would not have an issue with it.
Well, the current agreement requires us to have $1 million general liability, which we'll have for your attorneys to review before we execute the final contract. So that should be covered under our general liability. So I don't think there'll be a problem.
So you feel comfortable with that, City Attorney?
Yes, Mayor, I think we can make those arrangements for you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Ms. Wallen.
I just would feel remiss if we didn't hear from our Parks and Recs director about, because he will be the one to fight for Williams and the crew. So I just would like to have you speak on this, if it's all right.
Sure.
Just for a second.
Sorry, Councilman Riley. Okay, too much. I'm sorry.
Oh, gosh, let me give a cheerleader
I'm
voice.
sorry.
I said I would be, am I on?
I'm sorry.
I feel like I'm going to sing it No, I would feel remiss if we didn't hear from our Parks and Recs director, and give your opinion, because I know we've talked many times about this, all of us have, but I would feel really good if I could hear from you.
Sure. Council members, on May 7th, the American Foundation met with my staff about this program, and my staff was very interested in it. We had a second meeting on the 24th of May with the American Foundation and my staff and ABC. We looked into the program ourselves to see what kind of feedback it was. It's a great program. We're 100% behind it. My staff was also knowing that the BBC was there with 100 students, and we thought it would be a great thing to bring Michael Williams. Remember, when we went through the budget process, I was one of the mayor and council's thing was bring Michael Williams to the Southwest Parks. We have a lot of programs there, and that's our goal at Parks and Rec to bring the Southwest Parks these programs to bring better folks over. Parks and Rec really feels that this is a great program and should be a great thing for the kids.
Mayor, is it...
Please.
All right, let me get my notes on. I don't know if this is the appropriate time or not, but I just wanted to let all of you know that Parks and Recs and I have been meeting about expanding the programs at Michael Williams, and I think they'll make Mr. Williams really happy because we're not just talking about kids, we're talking about seniors, mommy and me programs, all kinds of things. So Parks and Recs, we're going to be presenting something soon. Brody, I know, will help us with that. But we just hope to expand and make the FICO Williams Center more like this community center where we have a lot of different things going on, quilting clubs, garden clubs, all kinds of things. So that's just something that we'll be working on, and hopefully we'll be able to work with the children as well and include them with some of the programs that we're researching.
Dr. Wellman, as we've discussed with your Parks Department, we would love to be part of that. As newly beginning our foundation, we've met with various agencies throughout the South and as well as housing agencies and the like to find a niche where we can truly fit and leverage our resources and leverage the other agencies that are in the area to fully utilize the services that are already available. So we look forward to working with you and your Parks Department and all to do as much as we can in that Michael Williams Center. It's been underutilized for many, many years.
It has been.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Williams.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I think that's a great idea. I don't quite know, but it's quite been utilized quite a bit now. But to add some of the other services that you said, the elderly, I think will add a different component to it. We'll definitely add a major different component. And I know this is not the conversation all the time, but if Parks is going to be looking at that, then you know that the facility is going to have to be improved. Dollars will have to be spent in order that the space in there might be able to be utilized. And if that's going to be the case, because right now it is, for what it is, therefore now meets the needs. But if you're talking about making it a facility, perhaps that would be more than something like this community center, then you're going to have to put some dollars in there to really rehab that area and really, because right now it's just an open banquet hall really with pulling, petitions. That's it. But if you're going to do that, then we've got to put a lot of money into the building in order to do that. So I like to see the success of what my colleagues are talking about, and the public partnership that American Way is talking about. But then there's going to have to be some dollars put into that facility in order for that to happen.
Staff has been working to see how many costs for programs that we're looking into, and Chair Councilman Wagner and next we're looking at their avenues of how to bring these kind of programs in.
Well, I think that's good, but the building is going to have to be reconfigured in order for that to happen, is what I'm saying. And I just don't, within the next year, I don't know how that will help or make you go, but I'm looking forward to seeing the plans and seeing how that would work to do that. So I'm very excited to hear Councilwoman Wellman to take that initiative on and bring that back before our council with the programs that will be applied. But if I can just give a quick shout out to Robin. Robin, stand up please, because she has done a wonderful, magnificent job over there for the last, 8 years almost? 8 years just about. And she's been just an integral part of that community and the fabric of that community with the kids over there. I tell you, she's probably like the second mother, perhaps sometimes the first mother of a lot of those kids that come from broken homes and that does not have the resources to to, or the luxury that some of us are going to get. And so she does, her and her staff does a wonderful job of making sure that those needs are met over there for the last 8 years. And so it's always good to see her program, extended, and also for what she does for the community. She does such a great job. The mayor found an office space for her over by the old Homestead Hospital. And so, that's how much they have invested in software emergency. So that's our level of commitment, if I can speak on that, Mayor, to that. So thank you, Robin, for all that you do.
Yeah. I'll piggyback on that since we're giving kudos real quick. Again, a shout out to you. You've done a great job. And recently we moved an Haitian organization in to one or two empty office spaces that we actually talked the hospital into giving us the whole suite. And they seem to be doing very well and working in conjunction with you, are they not? Yeah. So it's a great one-stop shop there. You do a great job. Thank you very much. Anything further before we go out to the public? Great job. You've answered my questions. You gave the overall synopsis. I understand it. I read the agreement.
Thank you.
The departure part of it's very small, very easy, very clean. If things don't work, 10 days, whatever. But thank you very much for reaching out to our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick.
At this point, we'll open the public hearing. Any questions from the public? Anyone from the public that would like to speak on this item, please come forward. Okay, hearing none, seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Any final questions from council? Okay, Madam Clerk, call roll.
Councilman Maldonado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallman,
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Bateman.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Motion adjourned.
Hey, Mayor, can I just add one thing? Let me thank my colleagues for taking the time out and trying to get this together. We know it was very difficult. And it is through your leadership, Mayor, and through the leadership of this council that we're able to do this today. So I want to thank personally Ms. Wagner and Mr. Maldonado and you, Mayor, for putting the time out of your schedule to make this happen. So thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Hi, Mayor, President, and Council. We're going to go live on June 10th at the Governors Community Center. Once we finalize, we'd like to extend an invitation to all of you to come out and personally see the program in action.
Thank you.
Once we finalize the contract,
Send it to me.
definitely. Thank you.
What time was it again?
June 12th? Sorry, June 12th. I think it was June 10th at Q2.
Okay.
So, from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Thank you.
We'll do the assessments the first week, and then we'll invite you to come out and see the program live.
Yeah, if you could get with our assistants and make sure that's on the calendar, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Motion to adjourn?
Move
it. Second? I'll second it. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, staff.